Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about a massive technological shift that could completely automate your online shopping. And not just that, but the entire supply chain behind it. It's called Agentic Commerce. And trust me, it's poised to change just about everything we think we know about business.
This quote really hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures this moment we're in. For so long, AI has been this thing humming in the background, making slow, steady improvements. But now, it feels like we've hit a tipping point. That overnight success is finally here. And it's not about making small tweaks anymore. We're talking about a sudden, fundamental change to how everything works.
I mean, really think about that for a second. And this isn't some pie-in-the-sky science fiction idea. This is the whole point of agentic commerce. Imagine having an AI agent that works just for you, finding the best deals, or even running the complicated parts of your business. That future, it's coming way, way faster than most people realize.
So, to really get where we're going, we have to first understand what's breaking right now. And what's breaking is the very software foundation that has been running our global industries for decades. We're talking about a software apocalypse.
This slide really breaks it down. On the left, you've got the old world, legacy systems built for humans to stare at screens and make decisions based on data that's all walled off. But on the right, that's the new model, systems built from the ground up for AI agents to run on their own. And see, the human role totally changes. You go from being the person pulling all the levers to being the strategist who designs the whole game plan.
And here's the crucial thing to understand. These incredibly powerful billion-dollar systems, they were never designed for this. They were built for a human workflow, 9 to 5. They weren't built for an AI that works 24/7 at the speed of light. They just can't keep up.
$150 million. Just let that number sink in for a second. What does it even represent? Well, it represents the enormous cost of failure.
And this isn't some made-up number. That $150 million was the actual loss a huge distributor took because their systems just couldn't react fast enough to a basic supply and demand problem. Even with an army of people trying to fix it, the data was too messy, the decisions were too slow. The old model is literally cracking under the pressure.
So if the old way is broken, what comes next? Something so much faster, it's almost hard to imagine. We're talking about a world where the entire plan to create a custom product happens in less time than it takes you to read this slide.
Okay, let's make this super simple with a story. Meet Janet. She wants a very specific yellow jacket. The problem? It's not in stock anywhere. In the old world, the story ends right there. Sorry, we don't have it. But in the agentic world, this is where the magic really starts.
Okay, so Janet's request hits the system and it triggers what's called a council of AI agents. In seconds, one agent checks the material supply and realizes they're low on a certain kind of button. Another agent calculates the cost and time to make it and ship it. They figure out it can be made and delivered by Tuesday for an extra $30. At the exact same time, a marketing agent automatically pauses ads for that jacket since the button supply is low. All of that, the entire end-to-end plan, happens in under a minute. There is no way a human could do that.
So how in the world does this actually work? Well, it's not just one big AI. It's a really sophisticated, coordinated system. They call it the PI agent, which stands for Planning Intelligence.
This gives you a peek under the hood. The main PI agent is kind of like the orchestra conductor for over 100 specialized sub-agents. You've got agents for forecasting demand, agents for managing inventory, for finance, for logistics. Each one is an expert in its own little world. And they're all talking to each other, working together to pull off these incredibly complex tasks completely on their own.
So you're probably asking, what's left for us humans to do? Strategy. This is the new command center. Instead of spending your day running reports and placing orders, you're setting the high-level goals and watching how things are going from a dashboard like this one. You're not playing the game anymore. You're the coach, designing the winning plays.
Now, this all sounds incredibly powerful, but how would a company even begin to adopt something like this? Well, the way it's being brought to market is pretty innovative too, with basically two different ways to get on board. Check this out. It really boils down to two options. On one side, you've got the full-blown custom deployment. This is the deep dive for huge companies that need the whole system running securely inside their own walls. But on the other side, you have AI as a service. This is a much lighter, plug-and-play subscription model. A company can just tap into specific agents, say just a forecasting agent, through a marketplace. It makes getting started way, way easier.
You'd think with technology this game-changing, every CEO on the planet would be scrambling to get ahead of it, right? Well,
The data tells a very, very different story. And frankly, it's kinda scary.
Just look at this breakdown. A tiny 1% of leaders are actually hands-on, driving this change. Maybe another 5% are feeling the heat, but they're struggling. That leaves a whopping 94% who are either in total denial about how big this is, or they're just stuck. That's a massive blind spot in the business world.
And this disruption goes all the way to the top. I mean, why would a giant like Amazon be at risk? Because your personal AI shopping agent doesn't care about brands. It has zero loyalty. Its only mission is to get you the best option. So if some tiny competitor has better shipping on that one item, your agent will go there, no questions asked. The entire game is shifting from winning over human customers to just having the cleanest, most machine-readable data for an algorithm.
So what do? How do you get ready for this? It all comes down to a complete rethink of how we design everything in our businesses, from our websites to our warehouses.
This quote from someone in Google's CTO office says it all. The new rule for design isn't mobile first. It's not even human first anymore. It's agent first. If an AI agent can't easily find your business, understand what you sell, and interact with your systems, you're going to be completely invisible in this new economy.
So what does agent-friendly actually look like? Well, it means your systems need to be built for a machine to navigate, not just a person. Your data can't be a mess. It has to be super structured so an AI can make sense of it. And you have to get ready for a world where it's not just your customers using agents, your own employees will have agents to help them do their jobs too.
And that really brings us to the final, critical question. This isn't just about how you sell to customers anymore. It's about building a company that can actually function at the speed of AI, from the inside out. So is your business ready? Because this future is not slowing down.